Hi, Heyman and Patty. Hi, Lee.
Hey, Linda.
So we have a couple minutes before class starts, and so I'll go ahead and let those of you that have already joined or are here in the Gampa know that the second annual healing retreat dates are on the calendar. So check out May's calendar. There's a very basic schedule there on that page, and more to come, more details are coming. But I wanted to get the dates out there and kind of a basic schedule so people can plan accordingly. May 23rd through the 31st.
Linda, can you tell
Hi.
me that? Hi, can you tell me how to do that again?
For the Heart Sutra text,
Yes, yes,
yeah, so if you go to the website, kadampa-center.org, are you there?
no.
Oh, you know what? I can put a link to the Heart Sutra in the chat. That'll be a lot easier, actually. Just give me a second. Geshe has pulled up. Okay, I put that link in the chat so you can easily access it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If you turn to the red tab, page 35 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll begin with the 7-limb prayer.
No.
Go sum gu pe
Go
go
ne cha se mo,
ngao sha
ye
tru
ne
chu
ne
ma lu bu
to ne ne
sa
de
di
do
tung
pa,
tam che shak
che man ge
wang
la la
ji rang
o
ko
ma
Tom far du le chu mien dro la che ki ko wa dang dang nam chang chu ken por ngao. Now the green tab, pages 97 and 98 for the short mandala offering. Saji Paki
yo
No
no
Adi Shangen Jindu Ne Shok Jetsu Tam Kukala Trick Chan Sampe Ma La Sa Ge Chu Walk to soul. Iram Guru Ratamadala Kamiriya Tayami.
Sanje
Jimang
chulang
Suki Jognama Jangtu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi
Bhakti
Chinyan Ji Pe Sonamji Drala Pinshir Sanjay Drupar Shok
Sanje
Jimang
chulang
Suki Jognama Jangtu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Dagi
Chishin Jiva
Drala Pinshir Sanjay Drupar Shok
Sanje chulang Suje chulang Sanjo
Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi
Bhakti Chishin Jiva Senam
Sanjay
Dhala Benjaya
Sanjay
Sanjo
Druparsho
Sanje chulang Suje
Jagnama
chulang
Jangtu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi
Bhakti Chishin Jiva
Sonamji Jala Pinshir Sanjay Druparsho
Dağlamaya menamya homa çacalam sadece sorarak da şişen deve diyor ama ande nari adam ver elinden düşecek. Namo la yenge danu na ne çünkü ne bana na ne 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 okuyor ne 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 hangi tuzen yazan ne anda valla ne bana adam ver ne ne adam da Good evening. So we'll start with the Heart Sutra, okay? Recite Heart Sutra. Yeah. Our wonderful chanting master Thomas will lead. Yeah.
Turn to page 76 in the Gold Prayer Book. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did we hear at one time, Bhagavan was dwelling on massive Vulture's Mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, Bhagavan was absorbed in the concentration of the categories of phenomena called profound perception. Also at that time, bodhisattvas looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom. Then through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra, how should any son of the lineage train who wishes to practice he said that, and the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya said this to the Venerable Shariputra. Shariputra, daughter of the lineage, who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom, holding those 5 aggregates also is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Likewise, all phenomena are emptiness without characteristic. Stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. No feeling, no discrimination, no composition. Body, no mind. And no phenomenon. Up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on. Up to and including no aging and death and no extinction of aging and death. There is no suffering, no origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration, without fear. Having completed all the Buddhas who dwell in the 3 times also manifestly, completely wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the enigma, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhiso. Should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. And the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that. It is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagata. The Bhagavan, having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, and those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. I prostrate to the gathering of the kings, the 3 chakras, who abide in the holy yoga of using space. By your powers of clairvoyance and magical emanation, look after practitioners like a mother of her child. Aka samaratsa shadara samaraya pe. 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 Aka Samarasha Shadara Samaraya Pe. Aka Samaratsa 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 Shadara Samaraya Pe. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisoha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be pacified. Shintam Kuru Ye Soha. May all negative forces opposed to Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and harmful conditions to Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. And may there be auspiciousness and perfect happiness here right now.
Good evening. Uh, mm, yeah. Mm, yeah, Catherine, where we stop? Huh?
We finished page 15, so we're going to start. Well, so it's 15 if you look at the numbers on the page. It's actually 15, the number on the page is actually 16 of the document. So anyway.
No. Oh, mm. Should we go through what we cover? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. If you remember, if you don't mind to explain, if you remember, yeah. So what we cover. So then meanwhile, I will look at here like mega. So,
So you want to explain more the self
yeah, please.
conscious
Yeah,
Purusha.
yes, yeah, please. Yeah, so like I already explained to you.
Hear this 20 times before.
So now, yeah, try, Catherine, try.
Okay. So if you go to the last paragraph on what it says is page 15, which is actually page 17 of the document, where it says regarding that, the non-Buddhist Samkhyas assert that what is called the self, the conscious Purusha, abides among the aggregates. So Geshe was trying to explain to me what this Purusha is. And so the Tibetan actually is the same. It's self-conscious, right? I think there was another.
Yeah, self-conscious, self-conscious being,
That's
yeah,
right.
Purusha being or
Right.
self-conscious being. So that's Purusha in Sanskrit word, that means being or sentient being, same thing, being, okay, living being. So these are very, what is called, this is a unique concept or idea of that non-Buddhist scholars. Yeah, Catherine, yeah.
So, right, so this is the thing that the non-Buddhist would assert that it actually exists and is the I
Mhm.
that is controlling the aggregates and the other consciousnesses, as if they are the servant to this Purusha.
Right, right.
Controller.
Controller, yeah.
That's all I got. Is that good enough?
I explain more than that. Yeah. So now the kind of the Shiriki Chibu. So then can you read so then make sure people understand?
Okay, so we'll reread that paragraphs and make sure, yeah, go back over that.
One is like there's now two. One is like theory-based concept of how to define self. Another one is not necessarily theory-based. It's just like innate. Innate. It's just that's how people see things, or me, or my body, my eye. Like that one is not theory-based. That's how everybody like. First one is what called artificial concept, conceptual.
I don't see where,
There's like
yeah, so then, yeah, the next paragraph talks about, oh yeah, the artificial conception of self,
yeah,
innate.
yeah, artificial conception of self. So that means that's very much driven by theory or idea, or like that concept of idea of self is very much based on theory, like mm, let's, yeah, it's theory. It's like idea, theory. Or another one, seeing, oh, my eye, my body, my ear. I is the boss that who rules all of this aggregate, the rest of the aggregate, the five aggregate. That kind of understanding is not theory based. Everybody pretty much no need reason. It just happened. Spontaneous, it's kind of spontaneous. That's what it means. Okay. Huh? Yeah?
Okay, so I'll start with this
Yes,
this
yeah,
paragraph.
please. So.
Okay, so the conception of self asserted by the non-Buddhist is an artificial conception of self. The innate is the conception of a substantially existent person in the sense of self-sufficiency asserted by the Svatantrikas and below. In that mode of conception, the self that serves as the basis of conception thinking I does not depend on or rely on the aggregates, but appears as the controller or master of the aggregates. And the aggregates appear as the controlled or the servant of the self. This is demonstrated by the fact that what an individual conceives of as my form and my feelings appear to be things that an individual would certainly be willing to give in exchange for those of others if that were possible.
So that clearly shows if you can change, okay, like say, oh, my ear with the celestial being's ear probably looks much better, or that you are willing to do that. So that kind of clearly shows like that my ear is two different things. I am the one who deciding if there's a possibility that I can trade or exchange my ear with somebody else's ear, I will. So that means that you are treating like your all other eyes is like your object. That is my object. So I am the one. I am the one who decides, not there. So there's like a distance, like my aggregate me, like that kind of distance. Okay. So
And
there's
then when the innate is like, going back to that, that's this kind of spontaneously arising.
yeah, you don't need reason. You don't think, oh, like you don't need to think about or concrete reason, or like then you think, oh, my, I, me doesn't require any reason. That's just spontaneous. It happens to everyone. Another one do need to think. What's called artificial,
Artificial conception of self.
yeah, artificial concept self. That's like Kundal is more like idea based, reason based. Oh, the reason could be wrong, but so that also is not correct view, but that's very much based on theory, okay? So that's what's called artificial conception of self. Another one is like innate means spontaneous. It just happened, everyone, not like that. So these are the two types of self-grasping self-grasping view based on non-Buddhist, based on, not sorry, not non-Buddhist, based on 4 different types of systems: Vibhasika, Saustantika, mind only, the Chitra Matra, then Madhyamika. Below Madhyamika, that looks like includes, sounds like includes mind only school, also included there. So that's how they, the self-grasping mind. One is purely as generated by reason or theory. One is just happened, like continuous. Based on Madhyamika Prasankika, which is the last, this is all, it's not contradiction, this is all helping. Your understanding of self is not fully developed yet. Or you are maybe thinking, or maybe a collection of down there, you are thinking, oh, maybe aggregate, there's self, or then you are changing a little bit, maybe not the aggregate itself, so you are like understanding of self improve. These are all kind of like helping you, almost like kindergarten, elementary, so then high school, then college, then university, even like learning how to say alphabet ABC. That's not what you do when you're in the university. That's not what you do. You do something else. But that is part, because learning alphabet helps you to succeed in the university. So in the first place, if you don't know how to read alphabet, you are not going to probably get into university. So this Vibhasika, Saustantika, mind-only school, so the Madhyamika, Saustantika, Madhyamika, Pasankika, to the last ultimate. So then below like that, so you're understanding what is self, or maybe aggregate. Self is what I see, what people see. That's me. What I see in mirror, that's me. What people see me, that's me. Then they like talk to somebody else, somebody else has little bit better understanding. Then they debate. You don't just accept. Then people say, okay, the body, this what you see is cannot be you. That will be the dust after once you cremate it. Does that mean you finish? Game over? Then they, so then they think again. So then they change a little bit, or maybe not what I see. What I'm saying is maybe better to say collection of aggregate. Maybe that's me. Little bit subtle, it still has problems. So they doesn't, they cannot hold that idea too long. So then they kind of lose that idea, and that's better idea. Then they say, oh, maybe continuations of, or maybe say, how's about consciousness? And like, what kind of consciousness? itself. There's like 6 consciousness. What kind? Oh, there's 6 mental consciousness. So then, like, so then that also have some kind of problem. Then there's, oh, maybe, no, maybe continuation of consciousness. Maybe there's self. Then when the ultimate understanding of self is then like, oh, merely level self. That's the best. It cannot get better than that. That's ultimately boils around that merely level self, where based on aggregate, that's what's called self, merely level self. That is self. It's not body, it's not totally separate from the body, but it's not body, and that is a level on body. That is self. That continues. And that is the one carry all the karmic seed. Either there's a positive or negative, that's the one continues. So these are what Catherine just read is like the 3 lower school, how they define gross as a, the first one is kind of like a gross self-grasping mind. Second one, seeing me as a boss, all of my aggregate as my subject, that's a little more subtle. But based on Prasankhika systems, these are even not a self-grasping mind. In Prasankhika system, the self-grasping means you are seeing self is like inherent existence. That is the final self-grasping mind. That's called self-grasping mind. So there, so then you can say one is like driven by reason or theory, another one spontaneous, something like that. So, Catherine, yeah. So now, please read continuously. So now, when you, Catherine, read, you understand a little bit? You understand good a little better? Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, so now we'll start on the next page. The reasoning employed by the non-Buddhists to prove the existence of a substantially existent self of persons is the subject, the mind thinking I, operates correctly because it operates naturally upon seeing the aggregates without the mind being previously directed, as is the case, for example, with the apprehension of blue. That is, the non-Buddhists argue that the self exists because the conception of it is intuitive. The mind automatically and naturally thinks I upon seeing the body, just as the mind thinks blue upon perceiving a path of blue.
Right. It's like you don't need to think in advance. I consciousness seeing the prayer wheel, it just happen moment, just see the prayer wheel. It's not like, oh, I'm going to think, oh, when I see a prayer wheel, I'm going to call this I consciousness seeing prayer wheel. You don't need to think a lot in advance. It's just like that. So that's isn't it?
The reasoning that the Buddhists use to refute the existence of a substantially existent person is
Yeah, please listen carefully. Now it's getting a little bit more complicated because get more like philosophical. Okay, so
the subject, a self-sufficient person that is not imputed to either the collected or the continuum of the aggregates, does not inherently exist because of not being either the same as or different from the aggregates.
can you explain now that a little bit?
So
What this is like who? This is like Prasankhika. Let's just say this is a Prasankhika. This is the Prasankhika is the one who's saying this. Makes sense, Catherine?
yeah, I mean, because this is what we've always learned before, that in order to refute the I, these are
Right.
like the arguments that we're supposed to use. So, and then they give the example, such as the horns of a rabbit, which does not like never is going to exist, unless it's a jackalope.
So there's talk about the circle, three circle.
Yeah.
So there's like a circle. Just think about, okay.
Like a whiteboard.
Yeah,
bigger.
just think about that. Just think about that. Well, for board is it's too complicated, Mark. It's easy to get. Okay. So that's how this is called. What is called? May not know just to get some ideas. What back in the monastery, what they're studying, like 20 years, what they're doing, what they're debating. So this is all like debate, like philosophical debate, a little bit ideas that you get. So that was how I was taught by my teacher. This called reasoning and what do you call syllogism? Huh? Syllogism. So to say something, what is syllogism?
Like logic.
Like logic, like okay. Very good. That's okay, Mark. That's good. So now somebody needs to write 3 circles. I'm just trying to help you to understand, like a little bit about this reasoning or logic. There are objects, something that you can see. You don't need anything. You don't need to prove. Or not like somebody to explain, oh, here's the book. It is book. You just see. Uh, uh, then certain things, there's object, like very obvious and hidden and very much hidden. 3 types of object. Obvious, you don't need logic. You can see. Hidden, you may need now some logic to understand. And very hidden, so then you are heavily dependent on what Buddha said, basically rely on his word entirely. Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, small, tiny one, small one. Yeah, so then you connect this there and connect this two and that here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, just like that, yeah. Oh, that's good. Looks much. No, that's okay. No need to worry. So it should get a little bit here, so but that's okay. The big one, C, should get a little bit like here, like yeah, that's that part better. C, circle, yeah. Oh yeah, so yeah, connect, yeah, and also there too, like yeah, also connect, yeah. So that's what is happening in the A circle. What is there? What's in the A? Mm, uh, it's like Catherine I also just explained the second concept of self. Oh, that's like I am the boss. All of my aggregate are like subject. That is in the circle A. The circle A, that's what is there inside the circle A. We just call A, but make it easier for you to understand. But actually it's not, doesn't call A. But what's inside the circle A? So that's the one inside the circle A. It's clear? Huh? Yeah, inside that is like this non-Buddhist, theory about. There's one that's purely generated by reason. Next one is spontaneous. That is in the circle A. Maybe first, I probably better to explain first, maybe the mountains. Probably that's better. So see, we are all looking at the mountains, okay? That's in the circle A. Circle A, what is there? There's mountains. That's what we are all looking at, maybe like hours, but maybe distance. We all see. That's in the circle A. So circle B, water. The water, they will drink water. So now when you look at, you can't see the water, that's too far. What you see is you can see the mountains, but you can't see the water. And you are here from the distance, you are wondering whether there's water or not on this mountain. You are just wondering whether there's the water or not. So that is hidden phenomena. This is not obvious, you can't, it's no see like that. This you don't need logic, you can just see. That water on the mountain, that's hidden phenomena. But there's way to understand, without actually seeing the water. There's a way to understand. Then you need logic. So you're all of us looking there. Maybe Catherine, we are all wondering, is there water? The circle, water is the circle B, there's water. We are just all wondering if there's water or not. Catherine said, oh, there is water. Now we are go to the circle number 3, C. The reason that Catherine giving all of us is like, oh, there is water because group of geese flying on that mountain all the time. Maybe then the small circle there, then you could say, oh, Lake Wheeler. There's water, there's geese. So see, there's example. Okay, there's small ones example. If there's water, there will be geese or ducks, whatever. Look at the Lake Wheeler or Shelley Lake or something. There's a small one. There's kind of like, let's just think like there's a lake which has ducks or geese and water. That's called, for example, that's called like a metaphor. So now see, on that, on the mountains, there is water because there's geese flying around. So through that reason, that logic, if you go more likely, you will find water. Out of 100%, 99.9, you will find water. So pretty good. Or you could say everybody looking at the mountain, there's like smoke coming out, wondering if there's fire or not. Then again, same Catherine said, oh, there's fire because there's smoke. For example, kitchen, which has smoke and fire both. That's the example. It's clear, a little bit clear now. So now we go back. It's clear, Elise? Yeah. So, yeah. Now you say. Mhm. Repeat, Catherine. Yeah, repeat, please.
So there's a direct line from B to the small circle because we can infer that there's water on the mountain. And then like that's the conclusion is there's water on the mountain. And then C just gives an added piece of information
Right.
that helps us to draw that
Exactly.
same
Yeah.
conclusion.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like. How does like?
Could, but you maybe don't have as much. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah.
So now put it there like now go back to the text and just explain. Yeah, please explain now. Text. Yeah. So now get in the first circle. Please explain what's in the first circle. Yeah, and now you can say like when you read the text now, we just think about circle here, okay? Rather than here, so just think
So then the first circle would be that there's a controller I,
Yes, yes.
okay,
Oh,
and then B would be,
absence of
hmm?
inherent existence,
Oh, okay.
right? That when you read the text, when you read the Catherine, when you read the text,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. The reasoning employed by the non-Buddhists to prove the existence of a substantially existent self of persons is the subject, the mind thinking I, operates correctly because it operates naturally upon seeing the aggregates without the mind being previously directed, as is the case, for example, with the apprehension of blue. That is, the non-Buddhists argue that the self exists because the conception of it is intuitive. The mind automatically and naturally thinks I upon seeing the body, just as the mind thinks blue upon perceiving a patch of blue. The reasoning that the Buddhists use to refute the
okay,
existence.
here, now the circle, three circles begin from there, okay?
The reasoning that the Buddhists use to refute the existence of a substantially existent person is.
Okay, that is in circle A. That one is in the circle A, okay? Is it the mountain? Now that's in the circle A, okay? Oh,
The subject, a self-sufficient person that is not imputed to either the collection or the continuum of the aggregates.
so that is in the circle C, not in the B, C. Circle C. Yeah, what is
The collection or continuum of the aggregates. That's what's in C.
what's in the B? Yeah, there's the word there, Captain.
Oh, does not, we haven't gotten to the
Uh.
parts, does not inherently exist.
Yeah, that one in circle B, okay? A and B, that's what in circle B. What you are saying now, just Catherine just said talk like what's in the circle A?
The self-sufficient person.
That then that's in the circle A, right? So now you are saying that does not the second one, that Catherine second circle B.
B does not inherently
Yeah,
exist.
that does not that one in the circle. Understand? First circle, circle B. So now does not exist inherently. That's in circle B. Okay.
And then C is because there.
Yeah, C is always reason, always reason. Or because there's a group of geese that goes round. Yeah. So now make it, Catherine, make it simple. So put the things in circle, the three of them.
Right, so A is the self-sufficient person.
Okay, they're clear. That's A. Oh, C, B,
B is, does not inherently exist.
which does not exist inherently. What?
A,
A, exactly. What's in the A?
the self-sufficient person.
Yeah, that does not exist inherently. So that's how the logic looks like in visually. If you put in the painting, that's what it looks like. Circle C, that now you are giving the reason. Reason, okay, circle C. Maybe Tile, you understand when Nalinda Manas, that's how they teach. Huh? Yeah. So that's why I was like, taught, like, it helps. This is just one. Basically, it's like whole, like, you could say Buddhist present point, PowerPoint presentations. You could say, so that you could really say, good. Actually, there's like 9 of them. Like this, there's just one. What I learned, there's 9 of them. Then each one's different. That's how you teach your whole day long. Yeah, so now can you make it more sense?
So then C would be Because the self is not the same or different from the aggregates?
Yes.
Okay.
So now what they are saying is they are like non-Buddhist school. They believe self is within the aggregate. It's within the aggregate. It's not saying, oh, self is like here, aggregate is there. It's not saying that. Aggregate is within the self is within the aggregate. From the Pasankhya, basically what you are saying is not what I'm hearing. What I'm saying is, you'll probably say, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's what you are assuming that I'm saying, but actually I'm not saying that. But that's exactly what you're saying. Basically, you're saying that's the argument. So that so basically, so it's like refuting. So yeah, can
So then what would be the small circle in this case?
or small circle like mm, to put anything like Prevel or anything
But
then.
like in this case?
Yeah,
Oh,
this case, yeah.
oh,
Something that does not exist inherently, such as like Prevel, you can put it there, or you can put anything. So now here, so make it first. Let me before Catherine, let me make explain to you a little bit. If something exists, we just talk generally speaking. If something exists, it has to be one or more than one. There's no third possibilities, right? It has to be one or more than one. Anything that you look around, anything that exists, either has to be one or more than one. Correct? Something inherently exists. Same logic applies. Either you have to be inherently exist one with something or more than one with something. So now the question, the Pasankhika, the reason Pasankhika is giving that your idea of self in circle A does not inherently exist within the body because it doesn't exist one with the body, it doesn't exist with the separate with the body. But if you say, oh, no, it exists one with the body, when you say inherently one, that means inseparable, means one. You are not talking about one entity, one nature. You are basically saying indirectly they are one. There's a lot of problems. It cannot be one. The body will disappear. That means the self disappear. That doesn't make sense. There's five aggregate. That means there are five self. There's no five self. So that clearly proves the self is not one with the body. So that now idea is refuted. You can no longer hold that assertions. Second one, that now you only have one option. Now you may end up saying, oh, it exists separately within the body. Mean then you are saying there are no relationship at all, no relationship. Like book and the prayer wheel, it's two separate things. So basically that's what you end up saying, but you may not say it directly, but that's what your conclusions comes down. You are saying a self and the body, there's no relationship. That's not true. It's very obvious there is a relationship. Because when your hand got hurt, you say, I hurt, I got hurt. When your hand planted something, you say, I planted this flower. Actually, the hand is the one who planted. So there's clearly there's relationship. So it's more clear. Yeah. Any phenomena, there's like, for example, in the small circle, there's like a say vase, which does not inherently exist. It doesn't inherently exist with one with the vase or separate with the vase. This is like small circle. There needs to be both. Small circle. When you see something in the small circle, it needs to correspond with the B and C, meaning look at the small circle, then you understand, oh, there is a relationship between circle B and circle C because of the circle D, kind of like make relationship between circle B and C. Make sense? Yeah, okay, now the one go. Now Catherine, please read again, so maybe people will have maybe better idea.
Okay,
And
so
refuting, yeah, from there.
the reasoning that the Buddhists used to refute the existence of a substantially existent person is the subject, a self-sufficient person that is not imputed to either the collection or the continuum of the aggregates, does not inherently exist because of not being either the same as or different from the aggregates, as is the case, for example, with the horns of a rabbit.
Yeah. Oh,
And
sorry.
well,
There's like there's like horn on rabbit. Yeah, there's the circle. There's like a horn on rabbit, not the vase. Sorry. So there's like kind of like horn on. How is the horn on rabbit?
horns on a rabbit.
Horns on the rabbit. Sky, flower in the sky, star in the water, moon in the water. There's no what? There's no moon. There's no star. There's no moon. There's no flower in the sky. There's no horn on the rabbit. But these are very famous, what do you call famous?
Examples.
Example that prove something that does not exist. For example, horn on the rabbit. And when I was in monastery, somebody said in the postcard, looks like the rabbit has horn. What is that called?
Jackalope.
Turns out, later on, to every monk freak out. That's like you are talking about 1980s. There's no like people that see when they see what is this? And you can see in their face like they are very disappointed. Like, and I think Geshe Rabden is Geshe Rabden, my teacher, one of his students from Switzerland probably brought it to monastery. People are not happy. see that very famous example of proof of non-existence. Then later on turns out it's not rabbit. It's not rabbit. Huh? It's not rabbit.
It's a rabbit that somebody put horns on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nowadays, nobody believes the people, like even the frogs meditate very peacefully. Frog. Like sit like this. If you, during the 80s, if you see like frogs meditating, people will like, they're like, I'm not sure that brains grow or not grow. I'm not sure. At that time, if you see a certain image that you see now, you see during the 80s, 70s, people were like, oh, they have no idea what to make up, what to make out of that image. They can't say it's not exist. It's very obvious. You can just see. I don't know like what to say. So now probably now. So the small circle, there's no rabbit now, the horn on rabbit. So now when Catherine read makes sense? Okay, please one more time. So then please elaborate a little bit.
Yeah. The reasoning that the Buddhists use to refute the existence of a substantially existent person is the subject or the horns of a rabbit. So anyway, a self-sufficient person that is not imputed to either the collection or the continuum of the aggregates does not inherently exist because of not being either the same as or different from the aggregates, as is the case, for example, with the horns of a rabbit.
Okay. So that's exactly what it sounds like, logic in debate philosophy, the logic. Why you need that? In order to understand something, in order to understand something, understand water on the mountains, or understand at night when you look at the beach, there's like stream coming out. Or wonder if there's smoke. Or somebody said there's no smoke because there's no fire. You can see. So there's need logic to you to understand shunyata. How you going to understand? You need logic. There's something you cannot see. You need logic to prove. there are many, many things, like I think modern science is heavily dependent on logic. That's how they prove things. That's they reason. Without reason, modern science cannot improve. So there probably still needs to be improved in order to see more things that exist even now they don't see them. So that's what Chandra just said, like modern science needs to improve. There's still a lot of improvement needs to be done in order to parallel universe, multiple universe. For Buddhists, these are nothing new. So for them, like hopefully they will find some, eventually. So that's overall that's how the logic sounds. Okay, why you need logic? There's things, something very obvious, things like this. You don't need logic. Everybody sees certain things that you can't see or understand, maybe because of the distance or because of like these are called hidden phenomena. Hidden phenomena. There's certain things called very hidden phenomena, like being generous or generate wealth. How do you know? Being patient, the next life you could become more attractive. How do you know? Doing things joyfully, next life you will have calm mind. How do you know that? These are called very hidden phenomena. And in that case, that context, you need to heavily rely on Buddha's word. Shakyamuni is Buddha's word. That's why Shakyamuni Buddha said, is he reliable? Now, again, need to use your brain. When people become like not, how is it, not trustable, how is it, not trustworthy, it's related to somehow they're related to their personal gain, whatever, like how you become Buddha. When you become Buddha, you have zero interest. The interest that we have, enlightened being has none of them, none. Therefore, they have no real reason to trick or lie. They don't gain anything. They don't gain anything. Then, if you don't gain anything as a regular person, why you do? The person, someone enlightened, why they do if they don't gain anything? They're probably much smarter than you. So that's called valid person, valid speech. That's enlightened quality. That's something that you can trust. You can trust. You can 100% trust. So then this is called very hidden phenomena. So that you could say the circle A, there's like Jimbe Longje, Timji, there's like the sutras. In the first circle A, taught by Shakyamuni Buddha, Jimbe Longje, being generous, generate wealth, circle A. That statement is reliable. Milua means unfallible, has infallible. That sutra is infallible. I'm just, the logic, Jesum Gita, Jebosum, then circle C, Jebosum Gita means three-web analysis, Jebosum three-web analysis. So if somebody say, oh, this is bread, this is not bread, this is book. Everybody sees this book. So there you have problems. You have problem. If you say this is bread, you have big problems. It's not bread. That's very obvious. Oh, now, now, now my English finished. The, Huh? Mm,
Okay. Could we use the example of the reflection of the moon?
yeah, you can use that. Yeah.
And that would be the small circle. But we would substitute it into A to make the equation work. The reflection of the moon is not inherently existence because it's not one with the water and not separate from the water.
Reflection of the moon does not exist, inherently
Inherently
exists
exists
within the
because
water.
it's not the water or not separate from the water.
It is not water, right? Therefore, it doesn't exist inherently one with water.
One with water.
Water.
What about the separate from water?
You say inherently exists separate with the water, that means there's no relationship. But there's relationship without water, you can see the reflection of the moon.
Right.
There's relationship. So that doesn't work.
Okay.
Therefore, reflection of the moon does not inherently exist with the water. One with the water,
Without the water.
without separate with the water. So therefore, now it doesn't exist inherently. Why? Because if something exists, it has to be one or more than one. So if you are still confused, I'm not going to blame you. Looks like so maybe no, you can put in 3 circles, you can put anything like hidden phenomena, any hidden phenomena you're trying to understand. You understand the logic. This is the logic. How you will let know someone there's water on the mountain? How you are going to explain without what I said? What are you going to say if somebody is sitting in front of the beach, seeing the stream and wonder if there's smoke? How you are going to tell? How you are going to convince that person there's no smoke? There is no smoke. And what kind of reason you're going to use? According to Buddhist epistemology, huh? Yeah, epistemology. So then they will say, oh, because there's no smoke, because there's no fire. Is that correct? It's very correct. In order to have smoke, you need fire, not right there. When you smoke, the smoke comes from nose, but the fire doesn't come from nose. But there's smoke because there's fire there. Does it have to be fire right there where the smoke is? No, it doesn't. But yeah, so sorry, so much time has been taken. So now, Catherine, yeah, go back.
So continue.
So now, can you read one more time with explanation? Then make sure that you understand that part with the logic.
So
Sorry, it's kind of complicated. All my friends on Zoom is not easy.
the reasoning that the Buddhists use to refute the existence of a substantially existent person is the subject, a self-sufficient person that is not imputed to either the collection or the continuum of the aggregates, does not inherently exist because of not being either the same as or different from the aggregates, as is the case, for example, with the horns of a rabbit.
It's clear now? Okay.
Clearer.
Kat, if you understand, please explain now. Logic, yeah.
You mean using that or? what?
Yeah, but this is probably easier, I think, something visual.
Yeah. I'm still having a little bit of a problem.
Or play with this, what are you going to call this? Yeah, just play with this diagram. Doesn't have to be exact same, like you can put anything, like make it logic, like they put like, for example, how you going to prove this impermanent? This book is impermanent. How you going to prove through logic? You can't see. You cannot see. You need logic to understand the book is impermanent. So now you can put in this diagram. Kathy, can you put?
Okay, so A is the book,
Oh, very good.
B, it's not inherently existing.
No, we are now talking about impermanent.
Oh, impermanent.
Uh,
So B is not permanent. Or
impermanent,
is
impermanent, yeah.
Yeah, impermanent.
So that always C is the always reason. Always reason to prove B. A is B because of C. Now you have what's inside the A? That's book. What's inside the B? That's impermanent. You are saying the book is impermanent. C is always reason. No, C is always reason, or A is B because of C. For example, in the circle D, right? Like that. No.
You mean the small circle?
Yeah, small circle. There's less code. There's D.
Right.
Like
Okay.
yeah, Catherine.
So,
You can play with anything. You can just put it there. Anything. So I'm just saying you can put anything. Anything that you need to understand that you cannot see that you require.
okay.
Yeah, anything like and less like exercise that so and see how correct we get. Mm. No, it's okay. If we make mistake, that's fine. That's not even this is not Geshe exam. So now you have to have like I will ask you questions. You can use this diagram. How you can prove the book is impermanent based on this diagram.
Because the book can change.
No. Now you Tile, you need to use this diagram to understand. So
So
my question is how you're going to prove the book is impermanent. So now you put it where you're going to put the book, where you're going to put impermanent, where you're going to put the reason.
so book would be A,
Mhm.
B would be impermanent,
Very good.
C is because it changed.
Yeah, no need to say it because the change in the sea change. For example, now circle D, for example.
You can burn the book.
So then next time you have no books to read.
It does change that way.
Okay, Catherine.
So what comes first, the small circle or A? Like, what are we starting with first? Is it the,
See, Catherine, in the A is always there's the Chechen means the
it's the object.
object. In this case, what are you trying to do? We are trying to prove whatever is in the A circle, we are trying to prove that is impermanent.
I'm still having a problem with the small circle then. Like, where?
But small circle, the book has been burned. Uh,
The example with sound, you hear the train horn or and then You know it's impermanent because it gets softer. What-
Where?
There's an example with sound, why sound is impermanent.
Yeah, so now,
Right?
no, so now that, please put into this, use those four circles.
So A is
Now
sound.
the D is the one, whatever you put in the D circle D, that kind of like, it's like, C, the D is also B, also C.
So-
D, whatever you put in the circle D, it has to be B and C both. That's why there's connections. So now circle A, they are saying, now it's getting more complicated. It's not getting more complicated than it used to be. It needs to be. It's not that complicated. Yeah, Mark, yeah. Uh,
So, Geshe,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try to help if I can.
yeah,
So-
okay, very good.
So if okay, as far as the Heart Sutra goes, right?
Oh,
If A is form, right?
very good, Tere.
B is emptiness.
Very good.
C is feeling, discrimination, and consciousness.
The C is what?
Feeling, discrimination, consciousness.
Feeling, discovery, consciousness.
The aggregates, right? And the small circle would be the perfection of wisdom. Okay, so so form is emptiness, A and B connect.
No. So, Mark, A is whatever you put in A, you're always you're trying to convince someone here, A is B, whatever in the B. People say maybe people say maybe A is not B. No, don't just say A is B, but whatever in the circle A, you are trying to prove that is in the circle B because the reason is circle C. No, that's the reason. You are trying to prove whatever you put in the circle A, that is like what's in the circle B. C, that because the C, the reason. Example, that you go back to the D. So the C, D is both B and C. So they're like that.
I think, so I was looking, well, jumping to the next paragraph, which we haven't read yet, but because I was telling you, like all these words in the
Yeah.
next paragraph, I don't know what that is, because I've never taken a formal logic class, but
Yeah.
I was looking up the other night. So I think B, and I'm not sure, but maybe somebody else knows, in the formal logic terms is called the predicate. Okay. So A is the subject, B is the predicate,
Mm.
C is the reason,
Mhm.
and then D, I still don't know what we call that.
So
Okay.
let's call that Tunpe. So I'm not sure Tunpe.
Yeah.
See if I can find here like twin. Twin means example. Twin means match. The circle D is matched with circle A, circle B, and circle C. It kind of match. C and B match, meaning, in circle B, there's like a book. Yeah, a book is impermanent, circle B. Circle C, change, book change. See, the book is both. Books match with circle B, which is impermanent. Circle C, that's your reason why you say this is impermanent, because circle C, you say it change. You could say momentary change, or you could say disintegrate moment by moment. That's the reason. You prove something is impermanent because it's changed moment by moment. If you don't believe, look at the book, which is in the circle D. See that also impermanent, also change. Make sense?
So
Of course,
in the case of the book, D could be the book burns, or the book falls apart, or the book gets stained or basically like all
Yeah,
of those
so
could be,
that's-
right?
That all depend on what you put in the circle A. If you put the circle A, if you put the book there, you cannot put in the D, the book burns.
Oh, well, what was the D before? It burns? Is that all it was? Just it burns?
So you think it's like it's worth it to discuss this logic, huh? Are you bored? Are you bored or huh?
Oh,
Kinda, Kathy, you look up like Tumpe, Ma, right? Please write down Ma. I think it's Tumpe's name. Ma, Hashem too. Tunjo Tunchok. Ma and ta, Shabju. Na, then tun, na. Ma, then ta, padimbope, tumpe. So that's what it's called, circle D, that's what it's called. Look up there like in the phone there, what is it in English word, tumpe. No, there's no full stop. Between ma and ta, there's no full stop. It's one word. Mao, tashamju, tunna, tun. Mao, tashamju, tunna, tun, tumpe. That's the term that we use for the circle D, tumpe. Or dengbo tau, pa dengbo pe, ta, tau pa dengbo pe. That's example. That's in Tibetan word example, tumpe. Yeah, tumpe. It's like a example that match with the circle B and C, meaning whatever you put in circle D, these are like, that is B and C, combination of that. Tumpe there means, so I think somebody probably, next time I'll probably bring my computer, so that's not here, Tumpe. So now, yeah, please try one more time. Yeah, try one more time to use that diagram. Try one more time. Whatever you want to put, whatever you want to prove to help someone to understand, like anything, like I think impermanent is the probably, yeah, Catherine, try again. No, you can, yeah, you want to try, Catherine, one try, yeah. Yeah. So, so I think it's much better than puzzle. Puzzle, so supposed to make your mind sharp. This will make your mind very sharp. So like to require a lot of thinking, yeah.
okay, avalanche.
Okay, anything you have to prove, anything
Okay,
you have to prove. So then like whatever you want to prove, that need to put in the circle A. Proving in the circle that whatever you want to, whatever you are going to prove, subject needs to be circle A, then this A is B because of C. Understand? A is B because of C. For example, D, because D is both C and B and C. I see. A is B because of C. Example D, because D is both B and C. Make sense?
Is
So
is A,
you are proving it, not like now we are called just A, but so whatever is in the circle A, and you are proving that it is B, whatever in the circle B, because the reason always come into circle C. Circle C.
Geshe, though, isn't A more of a question, not just the word mountains? It would be like, is there water on the mountain?
No, it's not that. It's not a question. It's just object.
So just mountains. Okay, so
Yeah.
avalanche,
Yeah, so like, come on.
Okay, so, or like, okay, so A is mountain, B is snowy,
Hmm?
and then C would be because it's really cold. No.
but you mean avalanche?
Hmm. Yeah, go on. So we are not going to say correct or incorrect, just go on.
Okay,
Avalanche, cold.
so yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's good. So that's progress.
Okay, right.
That is
So,
progress,
because I was thinking if D was avalanche, but I still didn't improve.
So
That's
there was
not a good
progress. There was
example.
progress made by thinking. So
Right.
they realized that's not correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, so now.
so A is,
Let me repeat one more time. This is Catherine. So you are trying to prove whatever's in A, you are saying to Mark, oh, things that in A is B because it's a C. Because C, for example, in the D, there's both A and B, both B and C. So there's proofs. So I think that's clear as it can get with my English. Julie, you understand? Julie understand?
Nope,
Huh?
no.
No, no, no.
I'm trying, but I'm glad you're not asking me those questions. I don't understand. I don't really
Let's go.
understand
Let's,
C. What is I don't really understand C. I don't understand
so now
unless it's,
I will give you clear examples. So they use that, then you don't use the same thing. Use something else. Okay. Circle A, there's a book. I want to prove the book is not permanent. Book is impermanent. Okay. I'm going to put the book on circle A, and I'm going to put circle B impermanent. That's what I want to prove. That's what I want to convince you the book is impermanent. So now what I have in circle A, book. Circle B, that's impermanent. Circle C, that's my reason. And what I put there, momentary change moment by moment. Now I'm going to say to you, book A, which is, it is B, impermanent. Book is impermanent because change moment by moment. For example, glass, the D, glass is impermanent, is changing moment by moment. That's called example. Book is impermanent. My reason is change moment by moment. If you're still not convinced, look at the glass. Do you see your glass broke? That's impermanent and it change. So similarly, that's going to happen to book too. This book is going to be someday it's going to be, like wear and tear. It's clear, Julie, now?
okay, yeah, but then, yeah, that's clear.
So now you can
So
put beside book, you can put anything
anything.
in circle A that you want to prove. Or like, for example, the Marx say form is emptiness because of what? Now, form, circle A, circle B, Marx say emptiness. Now, circle C, you need reason. Form is emptiness because
It lacks inherent existence.
so that mm, I think let's go. Mark choose the most difficult one. Mark choose the most difficult one. So Mark choose the most difficult subject.
Well, how about this, Geshe? Natural disasters are dangerous because they can hurt people.
Mhm.
And then D would be a flood.
Yeah,
Or
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
dangerous, yes.
That's pretty good. Natural disasters are dangerous because it's hurt
Hurt people.
people. For example, avalanche. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's exactly something like that. Now you can think the more. There's tons of them.
But it sounds like that for the first part, A, it had to be a general statement. And then D would be the specifics.
I'm not sure. I have no. We say chijin. The Dubjichi, middle one, then last one called tak. Reason. That's what we call. And probably no need to go into term what it's called, but it's get more complicated. So yeah, that's so. What else you want to prove? Like we already proved something's impermanent because disintegrate moment by moment. For example, in Socrates. So now what else? Like yeah. Oh, that's very good. Yeah. So far, Mark got correct on circle A and circle B. Now circle C, the reason that's more complicated.
Because the
Mm.
sutra says so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh, oh, not really. That's gone. So that's the one that like
So that was my C.
uh,
My C was the Heart Sutra says so.
that's pretty big. That's pretty big in the sea. So there's like there's like there's the sea is like filled now, filled with the heart sutra. That's hard to unwrap. So like, but make it a little bit similar. So there, Catherine, they read there. What is that? Two reasons. There's like uh, one with or separate. What is that? That last one. We are the like negating that non-Buddhist like theory or does not
Non-affirming negative.
no like negating that theory. So that doesn't exist inherently. So now Mark already brought it up about emptiness. So now I need to find what we are going to put in circle C. That's what Cat is looking. Circle A, there's form. Circle B, there's emptiness. So now,
Because it's
oh, that's good. Catherine, sorry. Like, that's mistake, maybe that's mistake. How's about, let's put in circle C, dependent originations. It has to good one because it's from the text. It's in the text. It's not my idea. So now the Mark, help of Mark, we already have something in the circle A, form. Circle B, we already have emptiness. Now circle C, because it's dependent originations. D, then we can put like anything like book or cup or book, anything. So now usually, typically, in the textbook, they put sprawl in circle A. then say does not exist like a is yes or it's the same thing, does not exist inherently or emptiness is pretty much same thing. Does not exist inherently because it is interdependent. So better to say does not exist inherently. Better to say that than saying there's emptiness. Yeah, emptiness usually is like permanent. So then probably there, if you are in debate court, yeah, there'll be some problems. If here, there'll be no problems. Like debate court, yeah, there are some problems. People will jump on. So like form does not exist inherently or emptiness, same thing, because it's interdependent. For example, cup, the D. Now the diagram would make a little more clear. So now put self in circle A. Does not inherently exist circle B because it's interdependent. Same thing. Spouts and yeah. So so you can take. You could just say. Meme Simi Janso, Circle A, night oceans, night oceans, which is night ocean, which is absence of fire. Make sense? Oh, night ocean. Ocean, that's what I said. Meme means me is fire, me means absence of fire, which is night ocean in this case. Huh? Night ocean, night ocean. Day is more clear, people can see what's happening. Night, you can hard to see. So the circle A, there's like the night oceans, which is the place there's no fire, night oceans. In the ocean, there's no fire. So now, circle B, there is no smoke. Now everything's, no, there's no smoke because there's no fire. Night ocean, there's no fire, there's no smoke. It looks like smoke. There's like, actually it's like people are confused between smoke and steam. Steam. Actually it's the fog, or maybe it could be fog.
Like a mist.
Or mist, But yeah, mist very much looks like smoke. Wonder, or could be like could be three person. One person just wandering, looking at the ocean at night, seeing the mist, wandering is the smoke. Second person, and just then maybe in order to not to offend, you tell the second person, there's three persons. This person knows very well what's happening. This person gets a little bit confused as to whether there's a smoke or like what. So this person is very clear, there's no smoke. And he or she has reason because there's no fire. No fire, no smoke. There's causality. And she tells, or she or her, him tells that person, basically hinting, this person is not wandering. That person is wandering. That person is like kind of confused. This person is not wandering. You are telling indirectly to him through this person. You are telling this person, oh, look at that. There's no smoke. That person is listening. There's no smoke because there's no fire. Finally, that person understood, oh, that person understood there's no smoke because there's no fire. Or because there's relationship, because look at the kitchen. Usually there's fire and smoke. When the smoke coming out of the kitchen, there's clear sign there's fire inside the kitchen. Then you put the small D, you put kitchen there, kitchen. Yeah. They say there are actually three persons. One person like the wandering, then one person knows, then telling indirectly to that person, maybe not embarrassed or it's not that hard to figure it out. There's no smoke on the ocean, in the ocean, because there's no fire. But people do get confused. And, but there's a, so we spend so much time there because I think it's needed because this meditation on emptiness, understanding emptiness, you need to rely on logic. There are many logic that proves why thing does not exist inherently. And that's, it's not that easy to understand because we are so used to that, like seeing things like right there, or is there, like not necessarily thinking, oh, this is just merely imputed by mind. It used to be wood, somebody carved, then somebody decided to call prayer well. We don't think like that. We just, it's right there. Then like even harder to see centigrating moment by moment, that's very harder to see. Gross impermanence is relatively easy to see. Somebody knocks down the broke, gross impermanence. But subtle momentary change is very hard to see like that. So this all requires logic. So I think the time they spend, I think, is worth it. So, and, for example, there's this specific text called Tariq, mind and like mental factor. That's called Lorik. Talk about all kind of mind. Tariq. There's all logic. There's all kind of logic. There's logic, all kind of logic. Us to understand the phenomena that are not obvious. Life after this, life before this, need to rely on logic. It's not obvious that you cannot see. Yeah, like some cases, logic is more powerful than clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, you could see, only see what's there. There's no logic. You just see what's there. Clairvoyance. Logic, so I'll give you example. Then oh, sorry, one example. I told you, story, there's like friends. One has clairvoyance, one is using logic. Cow, pregnant. Friend asks, what is the color of the forehead of the baby inside the cow forehead? Person who has clairvoyance say white. Person who relying on using logic say no, it's black. When the baby was born, so whoever using logic got it right. How? Because when the cow is in the mom's body, tail is here, tail, tip of the tail, cow's tail, sitting like this. So yeah, because somehow the tail is here, in front of the forehead. Person who is using logic, use the logic. Person who is clairvoyant, just see what is there. Yeah, it's there, something white there, because it's the tip of the tail there. So when the cow was born, the person who's using the logic, he got right because forehead was black. Tip of the tail was white. So that's why, logic, of course, powerful. So I think it's good to understand. So, and with the help of Catherine, maybe slowly, then hopefully that we could learn some logic. Because Catherine do speak some Tibetans. That helps. So, okay, so we'll stop here now. Took so much time. 8:40. So maybe do a short dedication. Very, very short. So it's late. Let's go. Maybe I will just say the short. Jawa tamjato rila ijibe teba tangi juda chanchuke sunda tawa namba tawa namba kono rila do jawa tamjato lu tanga ta iji kone kiwe do shi shindu da chanchu namba taba kone juju ji chanchu ya chanchu semchu rimbo ma je ma nam je nyu jawa nyamba me kone kondo pewa chanchu semchu rimbo ma je pa nyum je jawa nyamba me kone kondo chanchu semchu rimbo ma je pa jawa nyamba me kone kondo yeah, that's also that's getting late. So not over my time because you have to go to work tomorrow. It's like almost 9 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it's not easy. So sorry.
Night, everyone online.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.